everyone, welcome to Yarn Wonders. Today is day 9 of the 21-day Granny Square series, and today I'm going to show you how to make this puff stitch crocheted flower in a granny square. Okay, I have done this in two color combinations, and today I'm going to show you how to do it in a plain color, and I'll also tell you how to switch colors when you want to do a combo like this. Okay. So now let's get right into the video. To make this puff stitch flower granny square, I'm going to be using a size 2 yarn. This is pure cotton yarn and a 2.5 mm crochet hook. Okay, so I'm using a 2.5 mm crochet hook and a size 2 yarn. Other than that, you'll need a pair of scissors. Okay. Just like any other granny square, we are starting it off with a magic circle. As you can see, there are 8 puffs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 puffs here. So the first row of magic circle will be 16 double crochets. Okay. I'm doing 16 double crochets into the magic circle, starting off with the chain 3. Okay. So when you're crocheting in a magic circle, you have to make sure the loop doesn't come off like this, because if it comes out of the loop, then you may not be able to close the magic circle. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Okay. So now I'm going to close the magic circle. Okay. Before you slip stitch onto the chain 3, make sure you have 16 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Now we have to slip stitch on top of the chain 3 at the start of the row. Okay. And pull a tight loop so that you don't get confused between the slip stitches and the double crochet chains. Okay. So here, if you're changing colors, at this point you have to go to the next color. You can either choose to slip stitch with a new color or fasten off and start off with a new color. Okay, now I'm going to do this puff stitch row. So we have 16 double crochets. We need 8 puff stitches. So each puff stitch will consume 2 of these double crochets here. Let me just show you. We're going to start off with a chain 3, yarn over, insert into the same chain space here, that is insert on top of the same double crochet that we did this chain 3, and start a puff stitch. Okay, so I'm just doing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just doing this twice. When I do the third one, I'm going into the next double crochet. Okay, and I'm gonna do 3 more there into the next stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, You can choose to do how many ever times you want. The more you do, the more puffier the stitches will look. Okay, I'm going to stop here and hold the loop, hold the working end with my middle finger, yarn over, pull out of all the loops, still holding the loop here. Now I'm going to insert into this loop, yarn over, pull out and close my puff stitch. So again I'm going to chain 2, yarn over, go into the next V here, make 3 yarn over, pull out a loop into the first double crochet and another 3 into the next one. Okay. So make sure you adjust the height of the puff stitches every time you yarn over so that the puffs are even. So I'm holding a loop here and closing of the puff stitch. Again chain 2, yarn over, insert, pull out a loop, yarn over, insert, pull out 3 times into one and the next 3 times, again 3 times into the next stitch. So this is how we are going to create the puff stitch row. I've done 3, I've got 5 more to go. So I will meet you back at the end of this row. Make sure to close the puff stitch at the end of each stitch, otherwise it's going to look incomplete. Okay, I'll meet you back when I finish this row. So here we are at the end of this row. I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch on top of the chain 3 that we made in the start of the row. Okay. Again, if you have to change colors in the next row, this is where you'll have to change it. You can either slip stitch a new color or you can fasten off and attach a new yarn to the work. Okay, so I'm just going to continue with the same color. So this row is going to be a row of basic granny square. Okay, so I'm just going to chain 3, turn my work and do half a corner cluster. Half a corner cluster is just 3 double crochets. This chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet and we have 2 more double crochets here. So this is only half a corner. I'll finish this corner at the end of the row. And now we are going to do one side cluster. A side cluster is 3 double crochets and a chain 1. So between the corner cluster and the side cluster also you have to chain 1. Again I'm going to chain 1. So we're going to create a corner cluster here. So this is the basic granny square pattern. If you're not familiar with this pattern, do watch the day 1 of the series. I've linked the video in the description box. Okay. So I'm going to finish this row and I'll meet you back at the end of the row. So here we are at the end of this row. In this row we have done one side cluster between 2 corner clusters. Okay, so basically we have converted these 8 puff stitches into 4 corners and 4 side cluster stitches. Okay, so I'm going to finish the other half of this corner cluster. Okay. You can continue increasing the size of this granny square by using the basic granny square pattern also, but here I want the stitches to be slightly close to each other, so I'm switching the pattern to a normal square pattern like this. Okay, let me show you how it's done. So I'm just going to chain one, turn my work, slip stitch into this corner space, make 5 chains and 1 double crochet. So this chain 5 and 1 double crochet is one corner stitch, and we are going to crochet 1 double crochet into every stitch from the previous row. Okay, so here I'm at the chain 1 space. Here again you have to crochet 1 double crochet into the chain 1. Okay, this gives a slightly close knit pattern. So make sure you crochet into each and every um, double crochet stitch from the previous row. Okay, so again we are at the corner. Here we are going to make a corner V, which is a double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet into the same chain 2 space. The chain 5 at the start of the row counts as 1 double crochet and a chain 2. Okay, I'm going to continue this until the end of this row. I'll meet you back at the start of the next row. So here I am at the end of this row. So make sure you crochet into the last stitch here. Now we're going to slip stitch into this chain 3 that we made at the start of the row. Slip stitch into the chain space, chain 5. Chain 5 is again going to be 1 double crochet and chain 2, and make a double crochet into the same chain 2 space. And now so this V stitch here is the corner stitch from the previous row. So we have to in this row we have to crochet on top of these 2 double crochets as well. Okay, otherwise you're going to decrease the size of the granny square. So make sure you crochet on both the sides of this V stitch. Okay, let me just show that to you in the next when we reach to the next corner as well. Okay, so here we are nearing the next corner. So this is the double crochet just before the corner V stitch. So we're going to do 1 stitch there, and now this double crochet here is part of the corner V stitch. So if you just follow the double crochet, you will spot a V stitch here. Okay, so you have to crochet into that stitch as well. Okay, and then crochet into the V, making another corner stitch for this row, and then again spot the double crochet from the corner stitch and crochet on top of the V. So this is the double crochet and this V is the chain from the double crochet. So this is how we have to continue the work. I'll meet you back once I finish this row. So here we are at the end of this row. I have slip stitched on top of the chain 3 and I'm going to fasten off. Okay. So this is how you do a puff stitch crochet granny square. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Do try out this pattern. If you try out this pattern and make a product out of it, do post your pictures on Instagram tagging Soumya_yarnwonders. If you have any doubt, please do leave it in the comment section below and subscribe to Yarn Wonders to learn more about crocheting. Thank you.